is very simple, Maria. Hot. It'll be super hot the entire weekend throughout all of Metro Atlanta. So we do have our first alerts for today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. In fact, I want to show you our heat index chart because this will sort of tell the story here over the next several days. And as we do that, you'll see where we have 100, 105, and 110. So when the heat index, and I just want to remind you, the heat index is the temperature plus the moisture. When there's a lot of moisture out there, it prevents your body from being able to cool off like it normally would, so it feels hotter on your skin. And when that heat index is below 100, we're in good shape, but once it creeps to above 100, that's when we're talking about dangerous heat. And whenever that heat index hits 105, that's the threshold for a heat advisory. 110 is the threshold for an excessive heat warning. We won't see 110 here in Metro Atlanta, but over the next 3 days, our heat index is expected to peak around 105 in the afternoon. So watch out for that this afternoon, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon. I'll say that each evening those heat indexes will drop to below 100 after 6. If you have any evening plans, we're not talking about dangerous heat in the evening, but during the afternoon, definitely super hot. So we do have a heat advisory in effect today from noon until 8 o'clock. That includes a good chunk of Metro Atlanta with the exception of Cherokee and Forsyth County. So you can see that we go from red to orange at the beginning of next week because our heat indexes will drop below 100 with some cooler weather starting on Monday. So we are in a first alert for heat, but that will end on Sunday. Here is the heat advisory I mentioned. It includes a good chunk of North Georgia. The only locations not under this advisory are those of you in the higher elevations of the mountains. Also, for those of you in Ellijay, Canton, extending back into Cumming and Forsyth County, Dawsonville, Dahlonega, you are not under that heat advisory. Jasper, you're not under the heat advisory, but most of Metro Atlanta and everybody south of there and from noon until 8 o'clock, watch out for that heat today. In terms of our rain, high pressure has been dominating our weather pattern over the past weeks. It's been mostly dry, but that high pressure is starting to break down, and so that will leave us open to more opportunities for rain, especially by the beginning of next week. So today, our rain chance is at less than 20%, so it should stay mostly dry. By Saturday, an isolated shower or storm will be possible in the evening, so that coverage is at about 20%. Sunday, a cold front starts to move in, so the coverage of rain will increase to 40% on Sunday evening. Now, Sunday morning and afternoon will be fine, but if you have any plans Sunday evening, you may get wet. That front will stick around on Monday and Tuesday, so notice on our forecast model, we have rain in the forecast both days at the beginning of next week. In fact, that coverage will shoot up to 50% for Monday and Tuesday, so it's likely you'll get wet at the beginning of the week, but then after we get past Tuesday, going into Wednesday, that cold front will move south of us, and it does look like we'll get a taste of fall by the middle of next week. I do want to briefly mention the tropics because we do not have a tropical cyclone yet, but it is likely that we'll have a tropical depression or tropical storm developing in the eastern Gulf of Mexico by the beginning of next week. So Florida is what we'll be watching very carefully. Florida, maybe even South Georgia, but definitely Florida. Some enhanced rain is expected there next week because of, again, a potential tropical cyclone that hadn't developed yet, but a depression or storm is expected to develop by the beginning of next week. So we'll be watching that for you very carefully. Outside of that, and that's a lot that we have going on in your forecast, we get it. It's about the heat this weekend, so make sure, and again, avoid being outdoors for a long period of time, particularly in the afternoons. The mornings and the evenings will be fine. Watch out for that heat. Our first alert for the heat will continue through Sunday, and then Sunday through Tuesday, that's when we'll have a pretty good chance of rain, especially Monday and Tuesday. And then if we cross our fingers, hopefully our forecast will hold up for the middle and end of next week, with it being drier, lower humidity, and cooler temperatures. So first alert, Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez will have your updated forecast coming up on Atlanta News First at noon. We hope you have an amazing weekend, and until next time, we'll see you soon.